Hey, good morning. So these last few weeks we've been talking about athletic ready posture. Athletic ready posture is so integral in every activities, but we don't realize how it is if we have a healthy athletic ready posture, how it is with decreasing pain in the body, such as hip pain or low back pain. And it is often the case that when people modify athletic ready posture and they create some kind of distortion pattern, they end up with either low back pain, neck pain, shoulder pain, hip pain, knee pains. And that's why we have to get and practice our athletic ready posture. And as you know, athletic ready posture is having your feet parallel, but having the knees bent, knees going in the same direction of the feet, lowering in that lower half of the body so you have springs down in the lower half of your body, and then the upper half of your body becomes elongated and erect, and your head is allowed to work within what's called the righting reflex to keep it level and still as your body does separate motions. But what can happen is major muscle groups, and the major muscles groups that we also work on are the big three. The big three are your calves, your quad, and your butt. Those muscles are so powerful, if any distortion or shortening or imbalance happens there, it usually ends up where we have what's called a universal joint. So it's going to happen in 3 places in the spine, actually 4. It's going to happen in the suboccipital skull area. It's going to happen at the thoracic cervical area. It's going to happen at the thoracic lumbar area, or it's going to happen down low at the sacral lumbar area, or L5. So we're going to really look at what causes pain in those different parts of your body. But we also have to look at how that imbalance creates problems into the hips and to the knees, because the knees basically have one motion, that is to flex and extend, and that is it. So if any modification happens, now the knees start to compensate, and so do the hips. So we're going to look at how the hips get involved in this, and we're going to look at it through the big three, the calves, the quad, and the butt. But mainly today we're going to open up the rectus femoris. The rectus femoris is so very important. It's the main quad muscle that the main muscle which drives you in the forward motion, allows us to be upright. It's a massive muscle. It works with the quads and the butt, and so it's the junction between those two places, so we got to open up the quads today, okay? But we're going to start out in the calves, because that's also a great place to begin, because the calves are so important in this whole equation, and there's a lot of spring potential in the calves. So we have to make sure it stays springing out in the calves so the quads can contract and then the butt can move us, or glute max. So put your foot on top of the block, your feet are parallel, your knees are going in the same direction as your feet, your abs are nice and tight, feel the lengthening in what's now your gastrocnemius, lift tall through your torso, shoulder blades are down and back, abs are nice and tight, you're gonna pump those hips forward. Feel what it feels like to open that up, and notice the tension in this calf muscle. There shouldn't be any tension there. This should be easy because we can walk on uneven surfaces without falling over. We can have our heel drop down and we don't have to fall. But as you notice, with people that age or decondition, that becomes a real issue. They start falling over. Suck in that tummy, shoulder blades are down and back, pump those hips forward, and here we go. Suck in that tummy, jaws relax, and here we go. We're gonna step forward, step back, hips back, step forward, hips go forward, step back, hips go back. Feel what it feels like to open that up. Feel how significant a movement that is. So what happens if you can't do this? Your face will go down and you'll end up falling on your face. And that's a terrible thing to see. Nine and 10. Stay in this position. You can either hold the roller or not. You're going to bring your knee up and then put it back down. If you need balance, you can hold on to your roller. That's totally fine. But your job is to try to get that knee above the level of your hip and have your right toes point down and your feet to end up parallel when you're back 2 feet on the ground. 8, 9, 10. Okay, we're switching sides. We're going to start out with our stretch. Our feet are parallel, our knees are pointed forward, abs are nice and tight, you're sucking in your tummy, abs are engaged. That's first chakra, your pelvic floor, second chakra, your lower abs, third chakra, your upper abs, all engaged. And you're gonna pump your hips forward. You should feel no pressure in your low back if first, second, third chakras are on. If you feel pressure in your low back, it means they have somehow shut off. So keep those knees turned out, pump those hips forward. Feel what it feels like to stretch out this gastrocnemius, and you're breathing. There you go. And then we're gonna step forward, hips go forward, step back, hips go back. Step forward, hips go forward, step back, hips go back. Don't let any pressure go into any joints. We're working muscles and not joints. Keep those abs engaged. So we're lengthening the calves right now. Feet stay parallel. Abs. Okay, now feet are side by side, shoulder blades are down and back. You can hold the roller or not. You're gonna bring your knee up and then back down. Hold your balance either way. Keep breathing. It's totally okay if you use your roller. Make sure that toe points down and that knee goes higher than your hip. Oops, higher than your hip. And abs, good. We're gonna come off the block. We're gonna see what our feet feel like. You should feel more grounded and connected to the earth because that's because your calves have lengthened. We're gonna work on opening up the quad muscles. There's several ways of doing this. We're gonna do it in our first way. You're gonna go down on your left knee, right foot is forward. Abs are nice and tight. We're setting things up, so we're gonna start out with a little bit of motion as we keep the head over the top of the block, and you're doing hip circles. Abs are nice and tight. You're sucking in your tummy. You're breathing. Keep your abs engaged. Keep your head as still as you can. If your head's bobbling all over the place, you're gonna fall when you move, and we don't like that. Okay, opposite direction. Open up this hip. Abs. Okay, I'm gonna come to the side just so you can see, you don't have to move. In this position where your head's over the top of the block, you're gonna bring your heel, ooh, stay on top of the block. Heel over the top of your, head's over the top of the block is what I was saying. Heel to your butt. This will work your hamstring, but it's also lengthening your rectus femoris. Suck in that tummy, ab stabilization, no pressure in your low back. Okay, and then reach back, grab that foot. Okay, we're gonna stay upright first. Chest up, abs nice and tight. You're sucking your tummy. You're gonna try to bring your heel to your butt in this position. We're completing what we couldn't do with normal range of motion, so we're gonna get that extra range of motion that we can't do because of muscular tightness. Okay, now holding this, we're gonna move our hips forward. Keep your abs tight so no pressure goes into your low back. We're lengthening that quad muscle. And now I'm gonna face forward again. You guys keep going. Suck in that tummy. Eight, 9, 10. So now we're gonna push our hips over to the left. You're gonna pump your hips forward again. Try to keep that right knee over the top of your foot as you do this. 5, abs 6, 7. You may feel pressure in your knee and that's okay. 8, 9, 10. And now we're gonna take it to the outside. So you can move your foot on this. You can move your hips towards the right as you pump your hips forward. You're gonna notice this one's super easy. And this is what happens when we start cheating. This one opens up, but we still have to open it up. And good. Now we're just gonna step forward, Stretch it out as far as you can. Bring that heel to your butt. Mouth is relaxed. Head's over the top of your body. Sucking in your tummy. No pressure in your low back. Okay, and then we're going to switch sides. We're going to start out with our knee on top of the block. Our head over the top of the block as well. Abs are nice and tight. Hip circles. The reason why we do this is actually athletic ready posture. Your knees are bent, your torso is long, and your riding reflex is activating, keeping your head still and fixated on one spot. Abs are nice and tight. You're sucking in that tummy. Opposite direction. Try to keep this knee over the top of your foot. Okay, and then we're gonna work that hamstring. You're gonna stay in this position. Your head stays over top of the block. You just bring your heel to your butt, heel to your butt, heel to your butt. Notice if one side's easier than the other. We don't like it when one side's easier than the other. We call that muscular imbalance. And that creates an unintentional limp. And it creates an aberrant athletic ready posture. Okay, reach back, grab a hold of that foot. We're gonna stay upright first. Abs are nice and tight, chest is up. Suck in your tummy. Just feel what it feels like to complete the rest of that motion till your heel touches your butt. I'm gonna face forward again. Abs are nice and tight. You're sucking in your tummy. Suck it in. Bring that heel to your butt. And now we're gonna stretch forward. Feel what that stretch feels like. So important to be able to do this. No pressure in your low back. You're keeping your abs nice and tight. Suck in that tummy. Eight, 9, 10. Okay, push your hips over to the right. Keep that left knee over the top of your foot. Chest is up, pump forward. It's okay if you feel pressure in that lateral aspect of your knee because we're stretching muscle groups we typically don't go after, and so the brain freaks out and tells you you're doing knee damage when you're not. You're stretching muscles that haven't been moved in a while. Abs are nice and tight, your tummy sucked in. It's called Head's Law. Okay, and then you can take your leg wide as you move your hips over to the left and pump your hips forward. This should be super easy, and this is why people become bow-legged over a lifetime, because this gets easier and easier. The other way we just did gets harder and harder, so your legs get wider and wider until you're bow-legged. Keep your abs sucked in. And good. We're gonna switch sides once again. Y'all are gonna love this. You're gonna grab your foot on that left side again with your right hand. Should be easier to find now because it's been stretched open. Abs are nice and tight. We're gonna do a little sit-ups, psoas work, mainly abs though. Sucking your tummy, chest up. In this position, you're gonna bring your heel as close as you can to your butt. This is a functional stretch. You're gonna lift up your right foot and then put it down. Lift, lower, lift, lower, lift, lower. Eventually, we should be able to do this without the assistance of a roller, but right now we're gonna just focus on lifting your foot up and lowering it back down. Whoa. 2 more. 1, 2. Good. Stay with that stretch. Abs are nice and tight. You can release your leg. Toes curl under on your left foot. You're just going to go into a thinker position. It's a stretch. If you feel excessive pressure in your metatarsal heads, those are the knuckles of your toes, push your heel back. That will take it and put it more in your plantar fascia and into your Achilles tendon, into your calf muscle. And we like that. Chest is up nice and tall, shoulder blades are down and back. We are again in athletic ready posture, believe it or not. Our knees are bent, our feet are parallel, our torso is elongated, our head is over top of our body, ready to react. I don't like react, respond. That's a better word. Just hang out here a little bit longer. This is it. And then we're gonna switch sides. Whoa. Floor's uneven. Okay, grab your foot with your right foot with your left hand. Abs are nice and tight. You're sucking your tummy. We're just gonna lift this foot up off the ground, lift and lower. Abs are nice and tight. Feel what it feels like to lift your foot up off the ground and then put it back down. Try not to move your head. We're activating the riding reflex. Whoa. Hold that balance. Woo, 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 woo. I'm showing you what not to do. And 10. Okay, from here, you're gonna curl your toes back. Abs are nice and tight. You're gonna go into this upright, athletic, ready posture. It's a lower ready posture, but you can tell if you had to be in this position, you could suddenly take off, and that's what we like. Your toes are curled under, so if you feel excessive pressure in those metatarsal heads, remember, push your heels back. Sucking that tummy, chest is up. We're just holding this. Because this is where you get to see the difference between the other three quad muscles. That's the vastus lateralis, vastus intermedius, and the vastus medialis. The three other quads that don't cross the hips, it's easier to bend this knee in this position because you have hip flexion. The rectus femoris crosses the hip, so if we push the hips forward, that puts a bigger tension load on the muscle, and you'll find out quickly how tight your quads are. But we gotta be able to do it this way too, because if people can't do this, well, they're gonna have knee problems. Okay, we're gonna switch sides. We're gonna put your quads functionally to work. Make sure your toes are not absorbing the work. It's gonna be your muscles. We're working major muscle joints, we're working major muscles and not joints. So you shouldn't feel any pressure in your toes, ankles, knees, backs, whatever. It's not there. Abs are nice and tight. We're gonna do some jumping here. So your left hand follows your right foot. We're gonna jump forward and then we're gonna go back. Abs are nice and tight. Jump and then back. It's 2. 3, keep your abs engaged. No pressure in your low back because we're working muscles and not joints. 4. 5, hold your balance. 6. 7. 8. 9, one more. 10, yes sirree, Bob. You're gonna hold it for a quick second. Hands going to stick them up. You're gonna once again lift that leg up and lower it back down. Lift, hold, gently lower. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, let's switch sides. So at least once a year, we're gonna go back into our, thinker pose. Your toes are curled under, you're pushing your heels back. Make sure there's no pressure in those joints because we're working major muscle groups. So at least once a year, I don't know why it happens. When it does happen, it's usually around mango season. I overeat mangoes and then I get these little tiny blisters on my lips. I don't know why those two seem related, they're not. I'm not allergic to mangoes. Abs are nice and tight, you're sucking your tummy, shoulder blades are down and back. We're gonna follow our right hand with our left knee as we jump forward. Abs are nice and tight. This is teaching you to thrust from muscles instead of from joints. As we age, we want to try to work into joints because initially it's less costly, but in the long term, it's more damaging. Abs. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So yesterday, in my not worrying about, being allergic to mangoes, When I cut a mango, it looks like I'm slicing uranium. I'm gloved up. I'm in a sterile environment. I'm not touching anything on the mango, and I slice it up. So it couldn't possibly be the mangoes. Abs are nice and tight. I think it's just the weather. Suck in your tummy. We're gonna stay forward and up. Abs are nice and tight. You're gonna bring that left leg into the air. Feel what it feels like to balance. Ooh. Keep your work in front of you versus what I just did. Abs are nice and tight. Eight, 9, 10. Good. We're gonna come into kneeling now, which should feel a whole lot easier. We're just doing things to lengthen the quads first. We will get to what we typically do in a second, but I just want to make sure the quads are open. So I'm going to angle off, you don't have to. You're going to put the roller underneath your thighs. You're going to bend your legs. You're going to roll your thighs. If you feel any sore spots, you're going to bend and straighten your legs until it breaks up. If you want to get deeper, you can go on one side and bend and straighten your leg until it opens up. And you could switch sides whenever. But our goal is to open up that quad muscle, because that's the focus of our day today. So I was working with a client yesterday, and she was having knee pain. You guys continue. And she was having knee pain because she's lost muscular mass in her quads, and it's not holding her knees together. And I noticed that there was a click. She's got great body control, and I'm like, I would love to see 10% more muscle in your legs. And she's all, okay, I'll get you that in 3 weeks. And so she started that, and even in the small amount of exercises that we did to turn on her muscles, her knees stopped clicking and the pain diminished. So that's how important these quads are to minimizing knee pain. Okay, good. Come back into kneeling. We're gonna play the elevator game now. Your hands are gonna be in stick 'em up. Your abs are nice and tight. Your shoulder blades are down and back. We worked on it last class where we drew the shoulder blades down and back to get the extensors of your back activated and your shoulders down and back. So we're gonna do that again. Abs are nice and tight. You're gonna come up slowly and down slowly. I want you to focus on your muscle. Your muscle belly is right here. Focus on your quads. Take the energy out of your knees. If you feel this into your knees, that means you're using your knees. We want you to use muscles. So you should feel your glute max working and your quad muscles. Eight, 9, abs, 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 very important. No low back pressure. 10. Okay, good. Then we get our roller, and we're gonna sit at the very tip of our roller. Oh, better move the mic. Okay. Put your knee out in front of you, your abs are nice and tight, your shoulder blades are down and back, you're sucking in your tummy. You're at the very tip of your roller, because what we're gonna do is lean back. We usually do this at the end of class. We're gonna do it now. We're gonna stop at about 45 degrees. Abs are nice and tight. We're gonna do sit-ups here. You're gonna suck in your tummy as hard as you can, tighten your ab, and relax, do it again. Try to keep your knee down as you do this. This will lengthen your rectus femoris, because now you see how the rectus femoris works in conjunction with your abdominal muscles. And you can see if the rectus femoris got stronger than your ab muscles, it'll create back arching and all sorts of back problems, and also knee problems. 8, 9, 10. And now you're gonna take your left foot, put it on top of your right foot, or you can cross it over. Either way is fine. We're just gonna continue our sit-ups as you suck in your tummy and then release. Suck it in, release. That's 2, 3, Suck that tummy and change the shape of your abdomen. Smiles are up. 7, 8, you should feel your oblique working. 9, 10. Okay, now you can put your foot back down as you lean back a little further. So if this is as far as you go, that's fine. If you can make it all the way down, fine. No position's better. You want it in your most optimal stretch. So we're just gonna hang out here for a second. Okay, take your hands over top of your head. So we're doing back extension as well, or shoulder, it's called shoulder flexion. But it's putting the spine into extension. Now we're gonna do our sit-ups. Suck in your tummy, try to get your spine to the roller, that's 1. Do it again. Keep your pelvic floor on, keep your rib cage closed. 5, 6, 7, 8, suck that tummy in. 9, 10. Okie dokie. You're gonna sit back up again. And we're gonna switch sides. Because everybody's got a side that's tighter. We're gonna find out which one is yours. So you're in this position, abs are nice and tight. Once again, we're gonna try to stretch out that rectus femoris, but see the relationship it has to the abs as you lean back about 45 degrees, and we're gonna do sit-ups. You're gonna suck in that tummy and then release. Suck in that tummy, release. It's gonna teach you to keep your abs engaged as you're lengthening your rectus femoris, because if you don't have your abs engaged, your rectus femoris tries to take over and overarches your low back. And it'd be even worse if it was only on one side. Suck in that tummy. 8, 9, 10. Now, you're gonna either put your foot on top of it or cross your legs. You're gonna stay in the same position, you're sucking in your tummy. 2, 3, 4. This will work your obliques. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, you're gonna put your foot back down and we're gonna lean back as far as we can go comfortably. So if you could go all the way down, good for you. If you could only go about an inch further than you were before, good for you. It doesn't matter, it's your optimal stretch. Breathe. The point is to find the stretch and not find the hurt. Keep breathing. And good, we're gonna come off that roller and sit back up again. We're gonna come into kneeling and just see how much easier it is to kneel now that we've stretched out your quad muscles. We're gonna get the other piece of this where we get the rectus femoris in conjunction with your feet. You're gonna curl your toes underneath you, behind you like this. Push your heels back like that so you don't feel any pressure in your toes. You should feel it in your plantar fascia and your Achilles tendon into your calf muscles. So we're stretching back first. Really push your heels back. Push, push, push them back. Abs are nice and tight. And then you're gonna take your blocks back behind you. You're gonna draw your knees together. We're gonna do our sit-ups again. Suck in your tummy and release. Suck in your tummy and release. So sit-ups aren't always done on your back. There's a whole bunch of functional things we gotta be able to do with our abs in different position and in conjunction with other muscles. Okay. Now, you're gonna push your hips forward. Now your butt's no longer against your heels. So before it was against your heels, now you're gonna push your hips forward. You're sucking in your tummy, changing the shape of your abdomen. So you can see how if this muscle tightens up, it makes your belly hang out. Eight, 9, 10. Good. Okay. We're going to face forward. We're going to go into what looks like pigeon. So you're really going to take that right leg forward and out to 90 degrees as best you can. Chest is going to go up. We're going to reestablish those back extensors. You're going to activate your abs. You're going to stick out your booty. There should be no pressure in your low back as you do this. You're mainly stretching your right butt cheek, glute max, but you can also get your hip flexor on this side. So we're rocking. This is a great combination work to see if you have a muscular imbalance pattern. Suck in your tummy. So we're working the third component of the big three. This is your glute max. But we're also still bending this knee to get rectus femoris and quads. Rectus femoris and quads on this side too. Okay, hands back behind you. Here we go. Suck in your tummy, shoulder blades are down and back. You're gonna hinge forward and then come back up. Do not blow out your belly. 4, 5, suck in that tummy. Straight spine, no pressure in your low back. 8, 9, 10. Stretch forward a little more. Try to keep your spine straight. You want to open your glute max on the right, not your low back. A lot of people open up their low back. It makes me crazy going to a yoga class and seeing people open up their low back instead of their hip. And this next stretch we're going to do really will show you if you accidentally put things into your low back. We're going to come back up again. You're going to bend that rear leg. Let me see, I should angle off so you can see. You're going to bend that rear leg. You're going to reach back and grab it. Oh, abs are nice and tight. Just rock your hips from side to side. Suck in that tummy. No pressure in your low back. This is stretching out rectus femoris. So really bring that heel to your butt. Rock from side to side. This is a 2 for 1. And good. You're gonna go back into that pigeon position. Chest is up, abs are nice and tight. You're sucking in your tummy. Arms go back behind you as we continue. 1, suck in that tummy. 2, 3, shoulder blades down and back. No pressure in your low back. 5, 6, suck in that tummy. 8, 9, 10. Stretch forward once again. This is functional lengthening. So we're using the muscle in function. You're gonna lengthen, 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 suck, 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 suck. This is a deep stretch to that glute max muscle, so really work it. Oh, yes, 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 yes. And then you can shake it out with what they call a 3-legged dog. Get some circulation back in that leg. And then we're gonna switch sides. So you're gonna bring your left leg forward into a pigeon position. Whoo! I'll give you guys a sec. Looks like you guys are still shaking things out. Okay, we're back in our pigeon position. We're just rocking side to side to open things up. Notice how much tighter this side is than the other side because your brain thinks that this side is as loose as the side we stretched open, and that's a common mistake. We're working this glute max and this rectus femoris. So notice if this combination is as loose as the other side. Abs are engaged, no pressure in your low back because we're working muscles, not joints. Oh, this side's a little tighter on me. That's not a good sign. Okay, arms go back behind you. Here we go. Suck in that tummy. 1, 2, 3. No pressure in your low back or your knee. 5, work muscles. 6, 7, 8, suck in that tummy. 9, 10. Rock from side to side. You can go a little bit lower. This is a great way to get a functional stretch in there. We're lengthening by contracting the muscles, then we're lengthening by stretching. Oh. We're gonna come back up again. I'm gonna turn off the side so you can see what's going on here. You're gonna bend that rear leg. You're gonna grab a hold of it. We're gonna stretch. You're rocking from side to side. Keep breathing. Try to get that heel to your butt. Suck in that tummy. Woo, tight. Okay, go ahead and straighten that leg back behind you. We're gonna go for our second set. Okay, Okay, here we go. Arms back behind you. 1, 2, abs. 3, 4. So we're not using the knee, so you shouldn't feel the knee. 5, 6, 7, 8, abs. 9 and 10. Good. Go for a deep stretch. Really stretch this out. Do, 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 do. Keep breathing. Oh. This is a wonderful way to open up the hips, to take pressure out of your low back. Okay, we're gonna go into our three-legged dog to shake some circulation back into that butt cheek. Shake it out. Okay, good. So on this next one, if you're not so flexible, you can use a block. I'm actually not so flexible on this, so oftentimes I have to work with blocks and props. But you're gonna go on your side, you're gonna be like you're an Epicurean at some kind of Roman event, and you're waiting to eat something. Okay, this is where you can use your block to hold you upright, because we want the body, for the most part, upright. So on this one, you're just gonna keep your abs engaged. You're gonna pull your knee to your chest, fire up your abs, and you're looking like, wow, this is some great Roman food we're gonna eat close to the floor. Abs are nice and tight, suck in your tummy. Okay, now this knee is not gonna do much, but it's gonna do some work. You're gonna drop it forward, and then you're gonna bring it back up. Try to keep yourself as upright as you can. You're gonna feel the deep rotators and the adductors working hard on this one. You're gonna mainly feel a muscle called your sartorius working. This is the rainiest July I've ever experienced. It's raining again. Abs are nice and tight. Suck in your tummy. 9, make sure pressure's not going into your knee. Fire up your quad if you need to. And good. We're gonna switch sides. Notice if one side's easier. We don't like it when one side's easier. Suck in your tummy, abs are nice and tight. Ah, we are fine Epicureans. Suck in your tummy. There used to be a restaurant in Santa Barbara when I was growing up called the Epicurean. You're gonna rock that knee back and forth. And all the tables were on the floor. And you didn't have to leave until you felt like you were full. I liked that restaurant. It wasn't a good business model, but it was a great restaurant. Abs are nice and tight. Nine, one more. 10, good. We're gonna switch sides, because it should be getting easier. This is an important thing to help protect your hips. I want you to push into this a little bit more. You're gonna be a little deeper into it. Abs are nice and tight. Shoulder blades are down and back. Okay, same thing. You're just gonna rock forward, rock back. You can get your foot out of the way if it's in the way. Remember to open it up completely. Suck in your tummy, make sure your abs are working, because your hips are not gonna let you do this without your abs. Eight, 9. Oh, don't get cramps. And that means some other part of your body was working. Switch sides. Believe it or not, these are gonna help shape your body, because these are movements we don't do during the day. So anytime you do something you don't normally do, it activates muscles that need to be working. Okay, here we go. Drop down. Lift up, abs are nice and tight. Really open that hip up. 8, 9, 10. Good. Now, we're gonna bring the feet together in front of you. By now you should feel your butt cramping a little bit, and that's good from everything we've done, not just that thing. Chest up, shoulder blades down and back. I want you to walk your heels closer to your hips. Chest goes up nice and tall. You're gonna rock from side to side. Draw your shoulder blades down and back. Okay. Hang on to your right leg. You're gonna take your left leg out to the side. Ooh, we're gonna open up the hamstrings now. Suck in your tummy, shoulder blades are down and back. Not part of the big three, but they work with the big three, so we gotta lengthen the hamstring. And now you're gonna get a truer expression of your hamstring. Point your toe towards your nose, abs are nice and tight, you're sucking in your tummy. Smiles are up. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Okay, abs are nice and tight. You're gonna hold on to your right leg. That'll prevent you from cheating. I'll wait for Gillen. Just hold this position. Do not bend your knee as you lift and lower your leg. This will force you to use your obliques in conjunction with your hip flexors. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Bring your feet back together again. Abs are nice and tight. You're sucking in your tummy. Chest is up. And then you're gonna hold on to your left leg as your right leg goes out to the side. Abs are nice and tight, chest is up. You're gonna do a little stretch over this way. Notice if it feels easier or exactly the same. If it feels anything other than exactly the same, we got a muscular imbalance. Okay, here we go. We're gonna do our lifts. 1, keep that knee straight. 2, work from your abs, especially your obliques. 4, 5, chest up. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Now you're gonna take this leg inward. We're gonna fold it in. We're gonna keep this leg kind of straight, sort of like you're doing pigeon. You might need your blocks if you're short-armed like I am. You're gonna stack this leg on top. You're gonna drop this knee down. This will get those glute medius muscles. Chest up, shoulder blades are down and back. I can't touch the ground, so I need block assistance. I have really short arms for the length of my torso. You never think so, but that is the case. So my dad, he was like 6'1", and my mom, she was like 4'10". I got my mom's arms and legs, and I got my dad's torso. It's been a nightmare trying to figure out how to keep my back healthy. Keep breathing, suck in your tummy. Okay, now we're gonna rotate over to the left, chest up. We're gonna do sit-ups here. So once you're in this position, get your head over the top of your body, eyes are up, smiles are up. You're gonna suck in your tummy as hard as you can, and then release. Suck it in, release. So we always think sit-ups are done on your back, and it's only doing sit-ups. Sometimes it's stabilizing and then over-stabilizing, and that's what we're doing right now. Tightening your abs, then releasing, chest up. Good. Stay in the same configuration. We're just gonna rotate to the right. Chest is up. You're gonna suck in your tummy and release. So we're doing a lot of body shaping because we're doing specific body positions where the abs have a tendency to let go and hang out, and we're asking them to come home and stay towards the six-pack of the family. And good. We're gonna switch sides after you jog your legs out. So jog, jog, jog your legs out. Get some circulation in there. So put your leg out in front of you. So I was senior class president of my high school, and the year before me, this guy did an incredible speech where he used an analogy of basically being beer and how we formed our own families of 6, 12s, and kegs. And then at the end of the time that we spend in high school, we are ready to be drunk. And it was a whole play on words. The Board of Education couldn't get mad at him. It was a good metaphor. And I had to follow that, and I couldn't think of anything that was near that witty. Okay, so you're in this position now. Your both legs are stacked on top of each other. We're gonna elongate our spine. Suck in that tummy, shoulder blades are down and back. Feel what it feels like to open up your glute medius. Keep breathing. Oh, so I went to give the senior class speech, and it was great because I had a terrible speech. It was awful. And the speaker went out 5 words into it, and it didn't turn back on until I said, "Thank you very much." So no one heard how bad my speech was. Okay, let's rotate over to the right where we do our sit-ups. Chest up, shoulder blades down, back, head over top of the body. I want you to create that tension in your abdomen, and then we're going to create even more. Suck in your tummy, chest up, eyes up. Don't look down. There's nothing interesting on the floor. Suck in your tummy, suck in your tummy, suck in your tummy. So you can see how certain postures accidentally cause you to look down. We want to get out of that habit too, because the eyes are as important as the abs. Suck in that tummy. That is why once people start to slouch, they start hitting their heads. And good, let's rotate off to the left now. Chest up, head over top of the pelvic floor was what I was trying to say. Suck in your tummy, suck it in, shape change your body. If we've done everything correctly today, you should feel your butt and your abs. And that's not even what we went after today. Okay, come back forward. You're gonna jog out your legs. Jog, 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 jog. If you have blocks, you can absolutely use it for this next thing. But what we're gonna do is work our squat from this position. So you're gonna walk one leg in, walk the other leg in. Your heels are down. You're in a squat position. Ooh. And your goal is to get the squat to be in your hips and your knees, not in your low back. It can stretch out your calves. That's really what we want, is the calves to be experiencing this. And then from here, you're gonna slightly come up, and then we're gonna go back down. We're not gonna fully come up because that'll cause too big a blood pressure drop. And you're using your butt. You're not using your back, even though you have your dad's body and your mom's arms and legs. Not that I've ever lamented about that. Should be smooth, no pressure in your knees and your quads and your butt. 9, and you keep your heels down. 10, and come back into kneeling, which should be super easy now. So you should feel your quads working. That's what we went after today. And we've done kind of very little in terms of other than lengthening, because once you lengthen, you could use a full range of motion with the body. And that's why when I work with clients, I open their muscles up. So I tell them the next morning, as in Gillen's case, you're typically sore because you have increased range of motion. I call it muscular responsibility. And it's not because anything's going wrong. It's now you're using full range of motion, so the muscle starts getting sore because it's not used to doing that, because it's been in a shortened position so long and it hasn't had the opportunity to use a full range of motion, so it gets sore. That's what we do now, or have been doing now. We've been opening up these muscles, so you're gonna feel a little bit of soreness in your quads, but because it's low grade, oftentimes it will direct into your knees or it will direct into your back. So if you feel any knee pressure or back pressure after this class, just stretch your quads, which we are gonna do again right now. Take your right foot forward, right foot forward, left foot back. Your knee can stay on the ground, that's your left knee. This will open up your hip flexor, open up your rectus femoris, you can rock. Keep sucking in your tummy. Keep that chest up, we want good athletic posture. And then you can reach back and grab your foot now. Pull your heel to your butt, and you're gonna feel that deepening of a stretch. Chest up. Abs are nice and tight. Smiles are up. And good. Let us switch sides. You're gonna take your left foot forward, right leg is back. You're opening out the rectus femoris once again. We're rocking side to side. Side to side. Smiles are up. Even if if you are having troubles pronouncing everything. Okay, keep your chest upright, just because it's good for you. Reach back with your left hand, grab your right foot. Oh, stretch that forward with the rock side to side. So this class is a little different than what we typically do, but you're going to see that it worked the same muscle groups in the way that we needed. We're going to bring our knees back. We're going to go into frog leg position. And in the frog leg position, your feet are going to come together. You're going to rock your hips forward, then rock your hips back. Rock your hips forward, and then rock your hips back. Just see what everything feels like. This is working your adductors. Back and forth. Stick your booty out as far as you can, and then bring your hips as far forward as you can. You can do one side, then the other side. Oh, good. Okay, come back in the kneeling. Just feel what it feels like to elongate upward now. Oops, sorry about your knees. Okay, jaws relaxed, smiles are up. We're gonna just do a simple action. It's not hard, but I want you to tighten your abs. So pelvic floor, close up your rib cage, second chakra. You're just gonna contract the muscles, slightly lift your butt off your heels, and then back down. Abs are nice and tight. I want you to put your hands into the muscles of your quads. So I want you to feel your quads as you lift up and then go back down. Lift up and go back down. Just feel them, make sure they're activating. I know it's easy to work the muscles just around your knees. We want to try to use the belly of the muscle. I want you to notice if one side's stronger than the other. And 10, good job. Yay! Look at that. You made it through a class. You're gonna go on your roller on your back, butt at one end, head at the other end. I'm gonna change out the music, so you lay on your roller, butt at one end, head at the other end. This is a magic moment of neural integration. This is where you're integrating everything that we've done. So you're allowing the work that you did to become part of your neurology, part of your nature. Feet are parallel, knees are over tops of your feet. Your shoulder blades are gently squeezing the roller. First chakra, your pelvic floor is active. Third chakra, your rib cage is closing things up. And then second chakra, your abs, lower abs, are going to be involved in the breathing process. Just inhale and exhale. Integrating, you don't have to do anything, you just have to allow. And what I mean by allowing is allowing it in. Don't put any resistance up. Don't think about what you didn't like about it, how it was hard or difficult. That's resistance, and that doesn't allow things to come in. And it's no different. $1 million, visualize $1 million, but you got to do it without resistance. Like going, if I had $1 million, or why hasn't it been there? Why couldn't it go easier? Why these things never work out? That's resistance. Be completely available, completely allowing for what's coming in. And let it fill in your system until it becomes yours. That includes these exercises that we did today, or $1 million. Do it without resistance. Don't think about what was hard for you, what was scary for you, how you may have felt emotionally. Just allow. Connect into that breathing. Remove anything that feels like a resistance. You guys stay on top of your rollers. I'm gonna come off mine. Bring you guys home. So this is all about removing resistance in our lives. For those that have ever worked with people, you can tell when someone's absolutely open and it's just a delight to work with them. And when they have resistance or they have some issue around whatever's happening. It may be theirs, it may be something they're projecting onto you, but it's just not fun to be around. See what it feels like to have absolutely no resistance and completely allowing for anything to happen, anything to be received, being open to anything. Just feel what it feels like to come into meditation in allowing. You guys have done an amazing job. And on behalf of Maria, who's not here, who sends her love, and me, we just want to say we appreciate you very much and all that you bring, all that you're willing to try to do, and your openness in allowing us to show you a different way. Thank you, and namaste.